Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Lunagrim here, and today we're going to be talking about Fear the Walking Dead. I'm going to review episode number 10, Handle with Care, and episode number 11, The Holding. Now, Fear the Walking Dead has been amazing this season. They have done so many things that I didn't think that they would be able to do, and that's revive the show. Episode number 10, Handle with Care, was heavily focused on one of our OGs, which was Daniel Salazar. Now, this episode starts with him playing a record, and then there's a montage of just everybody working together. We see Dwight putting up some roofs, and you just see the whole community starting to work together and thriving. And then, we see that Daniel is actually talking to somebody, and it makes it seem like he's talking to somebody who is in jail, but it's revealed that he is in jail. Morgan goes out and he greets all the different communities because, yet again, the group is split up. And they are all coming together because I'm guessing Morgan put out a signal saying that they're in imminent danger, their survival is at risk, and so they have to check in their weapons at the gate. Now, when they check in the weapons at the gate, Victor Strand actually brings back the cat, Daniel's cat, that he so lovingly named Skidmark. I still don't exactly know the story behind the name, but it would be interesting to find out. So they get interrupted by, I think it was Charlie, and saying that there's something going on with Grace. So they go check out what's going on with Grace, and it looks like she's having Braxton Hicks, which are like fake contractions. And Morgan decides to get a baby monitor or a fetal monitor to help figure out what's going on with Grace, and he leaves the community to go find it, leaving Daniel in charge. Now, they are all arguing underneath a tent, and there's an explosion that Daniel explains that it was just by accident, that a rock might have fallen on it, and nobody believes it, and so now everybody's pointing the finger. And so Daniel goes to check out the weapons because the explosion brings a lot of walkers in from the outside. And he finds out that all the weapons are gone. Someone took all the weapons, and so he cooks up an idea to let walkers in and to see if anybody is going to use a weapon on the walkers. And we find out that Victor, Mr. Sneaky Strand, he actually has a weapon, and automatically Daniel suspects that it was Victor that took all the weapons. Now, we see him put him in jail, and first of all, I just have to say that the whole thing was reckless. Just the fact that Daniel let in walkers into the community was reckless, all because he wanted to find out who got the weapons. He's on a mission to find out who got the weapons, and he's blaming Strand, and he goes as far as to almost shoot Strand. He's like super adamant about finding out what's going on. More walkers are coming in, and he finally has had it, and he's about to shoot him, but Victor gets saved at the last second when Morgan finally shows up. Morgan's like, what the fuck happened? What's going on? Explain yourself. And now, while all of this is going on, Mr. Daniel thought it would be a bright idea to send a pregnant, probably in labor, Grace out into the woods, and then by herself, and then he sends Charlie after her. But it's revealed that all of that was in his head. He didn't tell Grace to go to a specific spot. he told Grace to go to a different spot. And it's found out that Daniel is having like a mental breakdown, like kind of like Alzheimer's, or like a double personality where he can't remember what's going on. Now he's been talking to June this whole time, and so he leaves the community for everyone's safety. It was an amazing episode. It was extremely sad to see. But let's move on to the next episode, The Holding. Now this episode, we get to explore the new storyline. Virginia's gone, and now we have to deal with the threat that Virginia was so afraid of, which was the end is the beginning people, the ones that were tagging up all the places, and they took down Takedown. So it starts off just with this like person talking. I'm guessing that we find out that it's Teddy who is repeating himself over and over again on this track. And we're able to see that this community has been thriving by using walkers to break them down into like fertilizer for soil, and I think also they're also feeding the chickens with the plants and like the stuff that grows out of the soil. So starts off with this creepy character, amazing casting, and he is asking the whole group basically, what do you guys see when you guys look at this walker? Now I'm sure that he expects them to see, to say, I see growth, I see life after death, something beautiful can come of something that's dead or whatever. But none of them really answer it, and they're all talking about their brother. They all lost their brother. It's a common theme. And so they're like getting introduced to the community and everything else, and there's like so many chefs, and they're all cooking, thriving, living, loving life underground. And so finally this Teddy character is said to be coming down the elevator, and so you see everybody standing in front of the elevator. It's like a cult. Like they're all so happy to see who's here, and they're suspecting that it's Teddy. But in reality, Teddy wasn't coming down the elevator. It was Wes's brother. And so they reunite, and it's crazy because like Wes hasn't seen his brother. He thought he was dead. But we find out that his brother knew that Wes was alive. His brother was involved in bringing down Tanktown. We end up finding that out later on. So they're all trying to make a plan, like, let's find out some more information. Now we have a way in. Wes's brother's part of this community, so we can just, find some information out. So Althea and Wes start to go through his brother's stuff. And they actually find CRM related maps and like the little cards. So that leads to believe that they have ran into the CRM people, and they have, because they have a CRM soldier. I think it's just one. I'm not sure how many there are. They could have came into contact with more CRM soldiers, but it is revealed that it's only one for now. And so they're snooping around, and Wes makes a deal with his brother, hey, let's get out of here. And now it's funny because going down the elevator, Alicia starts to find out and realize that they're getting double crossed, and they can't trust Wes's brother. And so this whole thing happens, and they get caught. Wes's brother double crosses them, and so they're being held in this room where they're gonna embalm them. They're gonna suck out all the blood and then fill them with embalming fluid, which is crazy. And so they fight and they try to escape, and we see Alicia's badass skills again. She's been kind of in the background, but in this episode we see how much of a badass she is, and she resembles her mother so much. I got such Madison vibes from everything that she did in that episode. She is a leader through and through. So she sacrifices herself basically to make the whole group escape. and she's left behind. We're led to believe that at first she could have probably died, not survived the fire that she created with all the embalming fluid because it's flammable. But no, it's revealed that she has survived, and now she's being held captive. And in true Alicia boss-ass style, she takes out one of the captors that was supposed to kill her, but she wasn't going to just let him kill her. No, she kills him with... she stabs him in the eye. And again, it reminds me of that scene where Madison had that spoon in that one guy's eye. But nonetheless, we end up getting to meet the infamous cult leader, Teddy. Now, Teddy is an amazing character. You know, he's very complex and very mysterious. And so he's like trying to sell this whole community and this whole lifestyle to Alicia. But Alicia, she ain't not having it. She's like, I'm not buying the shit you're selling. Alicia and him just are butting heads. They don't agree. And it's left like in such a weird position. You know, it's kind of leading that maybe he can turn Alicia onto his side. And all of this really is going on because they're trying to find the key that Morgan has, all because Morgan was mentioned in the previous, you know, and so now they're like, oh, we want Morgan. Well, that was my video reviewing or talking about these episodes. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay alive.